everyone, DSP here, and welcome to the weekend preview for August 15th, 2011. To address the elephant in the room before we even get started, a lot of people have asked me, this past weekend, last week in my weekend preview, and even in a channel update, I talked about how I was planning originally to take time off this past weekend that just passed, and which meant I wasn't going to be doing any new videos, and I was going to be doing certain things, off the grid basically. You weren't going to hear from me for a couple days. Now, as you know, if you've been following along on the channel, that's not been the case. There's been all kinds of new videos. And the reason for that, really, honestly, is because my plans fell through. I had certain plans of things that I wanted to do, and they fell through. And I said, well, technically, everyone thinks that, I was taking this time off. I could just sit back and relax and do nothing. And then I said, but that's fucking boring. See, and this is what people don't understand. Yes, it is work for me to play video games, but I also have a lot of fun doing it if I find the right game. And so, just on a whim, on Thursday I said, gee, let me start playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, which I've had on my Wii for over a year now, never had a chance to try it out, and I loved it. I absolutely loved the game, loved the characters, and I had such a blast doing it that I said, I might as well just keep doing it, and I just did. I just kept doing it for a couple days. And then I actually called John Rambo. I said, hey John, I know I said I was going to be busy this weekend, not able to film or anything, but my plans kind of fell through. Would you still like to come? And he said, yeah, I'm not doing anything. So he came. We had filmed an episode of Smart Guys on Saturday, and we actually did a first half of our co-op playthrough of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, which is actually one of our favorite games for Xbox 360. Both of us really liked that game when it was new. And so we started a playthrough. We played about halfway through it on hard mode, and that game is fucking difficult on hard mode. Even little enemies take 5 billion hits to kill, so it's kind of difficult. But so that's why. It happens. I had plans. I said, here's what I'm going to do, and then everything just got canceled at the last minute, and I said, well, I don't want to waste this time. Sure, it would have been nice to just sit around doing nothing, but why do that when I can still have fun and make new videos at the same time? So that's exactly what I did. I took advantage of it. I had fun. I've really been enjoying what I've been doing with Phoenix Wright, and the fact that John was also able to be here on Saturday. So, alright, so the weekend preview. What did I do this past week outside of that stuff, and what can you expect coming up in the future? Well, this past week there were a couple things. There was a new DLC for Mortal Kombat 9, and it was actually Freddy Krueger, which a lot of people were highly anticipating, and so I took the advantage of playing that DLC and also catching up with the last DLC, which I didn't have a chance to do, which was the character Rain. And so I played with both of those characters. I went into training mode and learned their basics. They're gigantic combos. I think both characters are amazingly good in that game and have really high good potential for being tournament worthy, even though more than likely they're going to be banned from tournaments because they seem a little bit too overpowered. And then I went and beat their ladder modes, and then, in a very rare occurrence, because I almost never do this anymore, but I went online with Mortal Kombat 9 on Wednesday, and I played a full set of matches with Freddy, and then a couple matches with Rain in between. There were some tag matches where I did Rain and Freddy, and that footage is all up over on DSP Street Fighter, so go check it out if you haven't. I know it's been a while since I've done like a full set of matches online, and so I figured I would do that. So that's all over on DSP Street Fighter. In addition to that, here on DSPGaming, I did several new Hateful Truth videos, including Infamous 2, which some people are all up in arms of because I didn't give it a high enough score in their opinion. Too bad. That's why it's my review, not yours. So, Infamous 2, Bastion, and Captain America. And then also I did another condo tour, which a lot of people have been asking me to do since I added all this new artwork and everything to my condo. And so I did that, and that's also up on DSPGaming. I'm trying to remember, honestly, I'm like having a brain fart of what the hell I did on Monday, because I know, oh, Bastion, duh, I just mentioned it. I did a Hateful Truth review Bastion, but I actually played through the entire Xbox Live arcade game Bastion on Monday, so you can check that out also on DSPGaming. Some things I haven't gotten to, okay? A couple weeks ago I mentioned I was going to play From Dust, or I was interested in it. I didn't say 100% I was going to play it, I said I was interested in playing it. I haven't gotten to it, there's been too much going on, and at this point I'm probably not going to play it. It's that simple. So, a lot of people go nuts asking for, oh, where is it, where is it? I'm probably not going to play the game, so just chill out. A lot of other people were like, oh, Phil said he was going to play Oblivion, why didn't he play Oblivion? Never said I was going to play Oblivion. I said Oblivion was one of the things I was considering doing during some of my downtime, which was the first 2 weeks of August this month, and I decided not to do it. I did a Mega Man week, then I played a bunch of games that I haven't had a chance to get to, like Bastion, like Phoenix Wright. So, Oblivion, it was a good idea. I'm not playing it, okay? Maybe sometime in the future, but I really doubt it at this point because we're heading into the major heavy-duty part of the year, and I don't see myself realistically having time to play the game. That's an honest answer. And then finally, a lot of people have been asking me about the Resistance 3 beta. Why didn't I play it? Well, here's why. Because number one, the first time I tried to play it, when it was dated on the card that said you could redeem it on that date, you couldn't redeem it that day because they said the excuse was that PlayStation Network had been down for a month, so the release of their beta got delayed. Okay? The next time I tried to play it was Monday of last week. In fact, I wasn't even going to play Bastion last week. I was going to play the Resistance 3 beta. Well, guess what happened? Matchmaking was completely fucked. They crashed the system with so many people with their SOCOM 4 vouchers trying to get into the beta that the whole system went down and they had to disable it for several days. So I didn't get to play the Resistance 3 multiplayer beta then. So 2 times now I tried it, still haven't been able to play it. Now, I've been busy, and it's too bad. I started playing Phoenix Wright, I really liked it, I wanted to keep going with that, so it's just too bad. You know, you're just going to have to wait. Actually, I'd say they're going to have to wait, because I know it actually promotes their game when I play these things, and it's not my fault that the 2 times I've tried to do it, it hasn't been available or wasn't working properly. If I get a chance to do it, I will, and that's one of the things coming up in this week that I may be doing. If I have some downtime this week, I may jump onto the Resistance 3 multiplayer beta, okay? But what am I definitely doing this week? So now let's talk about what's definitely coming up this week on my channels, okay? Monday, I'm definitely going to keep playing the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Case 5, which is Rise from the Ashes, which was a DLC on the Wii, but it actually was an additional case made way later, years later, than the original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, but they actually put it onto the DS release of the game when it was released in 2006, and it shows. It's a lot different than the original Phoenix Wright was. There's a lot of different things. There's investigation things you're doing now, almost like you're a CSI, which you're not supposed to do if you're an attorney, which is kind of weird. And even the courtroom proceedings are a lot different, and this case is super fucking long. And I've already played it for about 5 hours today, and I don't know how far I am into the case. I'm only on day 2 of the court case, which means I have a whole other day of testimony, a whole other day of investigation, and yet a whole other day of testimony. So I don't know how long this case could possibly be. It's got to be ridiculously long. But I'm enjoying it, and I want to keep playing it, so I'm going to try to beat that on Monday. Now, I can't promise that I'm going to beat it, and here's why. I have some personal stuff going on Monday, and I'm probably going to be busy for like the first half of the day, so I don't even know when I'm going to get a chance to start playing the game. I'm going to try to beat it on Monday, but I can't promise you 100% I'm going to beat it, but I will be beating it eventually, okay? And the first time in 3 weeks now, there's a week where there's actually retail games coming out to play, so that's exciting. There's No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise, which is the re-release of No More Heroes, which is a Wii exclusive game. Now they've made it in HD for the PlayStation 3, and they've revamped the controls. It's supposed to be a much better experience. I'm really looking forward to that. So that'll be doing on Tuesday. And also coming out this week is El Shaddai, which is a game I already played the demo for. If you haven't watched that demo footage already, check it out to get a feel for what this game is. Kind of a weird, trippy action, I don't even know what to call it, action, fighting, role-playing game? I don't even know. It just doesn't really seem to fit into a genre right now, but I haven't played it enough. I've only played the demo, so I really don't know what it's going to be like. So that's also another retail release I'm looking to play this week. So 2 retail releases I'm looking to play this week. And then on Saturday, John Rambo will be here again for another episode of Smart Guys. We're going to complete our Marvel Ultimate Alliance playthrough, because we beat about the first half now. We figure we'll beat it on Saturday, because it is such a long game. So that's coming up on Saturday. And then on Sunday, there is a tournament local to me. It's actually in one town over at that gaming center I mentioned many times, Games Etc. in Stratford, Connecticut. And there's a tournament there, and I think I'm going to go. I might not even play, to be completely honest, simply because I haven't been playing these fighting games. The only one I've even touched in the past couple of months was Mortal Kombat 9, so maybe I'll look to enter that, but I'm not positive. But I think I'm going to go, and I'm going to be there. They're going to be streaming, you know, for those who don't know, Twitch, well, anyway, Justin TV, anything related to gaming got bought out and renamed to Twitch TV. So now at Twitch TV, there's Don't Blow This, and that's where they're going to be streaming this tournament from. But pretty cool. Last time there was a tournament here, a lot of people showed up from all over the area, including Rhode Island, New York, all these different areas. This time, Arturo Sanchez and my friend Min, who used to be in my videos all the time when I first started here on YouTube, especially when I moved into this condo for the first time, they're going to be at the tournament. So I think I'm going to go hang out with them, film some stuff, you know, just have fun with it and not maybe worry about competing so much. Maybe I'll compete, maybe I won't. I haven't decided yet, but it's not anything I'm like super concerned about. But I think they may also have Third Strike there, and that might be exciting because I haven't played it in a while and I need to warm up, because next week Third Strike comes out on Xbox Live and also on PlayStation Network, and I'm going to be looking to play that. So that's coming up, and I'm excited for that. So that's probably what I'll be doing on Sunday. That'll book my Sunday, and that's really what I'm looking for this week. That's what I'm looking at doing. Now, if any time during the week I beat something more quickly than I thought I would, maybe I'll try to sneak into Resistance 3 Beta, okay? But it is what it is. I've tried twice. It's not my fault. I have a busy schedule. The fucking thing's supposed to be working for, you know, 3 weeks now. It's not my fault they delayed it. It's not my fault the matchmaking was all fucked up and they didn't have it up and running when I had time to play it. So I apologize for all those who were looking for that, but I don't know what else to say. Complain to them, not to me. You know, I tried it, and that's that. So that's my schedule coming up for this week. Hope you're excited like I am. I'm excited to finally get into some new retail releases after a dry spell here of not having them. And not to say that Mega Man Week and playing Bastion and playing Phoenix Wright, not that they weren't fun, but it is cool to do different stuff in between, and that was really a good way to kill time in my opinion. And by the way, the views have been amazing. My views on my channel this month, I thought they'd be way down because I'm not doing new retail games. Some days they're actually higher than they were when I was playing those retail games, okay? Not to say that that means I'm going to stop playing every new game, because I am interested in playing most of the new games coming out, but that's pretty crazy, and I appreciate it. And everyone, I just want to thank you for hanging in there during these weeks when there were no new retail releases and still watching my stuff. I appreciate that a lot. So that's it for the weekend preview for this week. Hope you are looking forward to it as much as I am, and I'll see you guys for the rest of the Phoenix Wright playthrough and for the new games this week. See you later.